This is Pamela, and you are watching Pam Entertainment TV, where we review movies, television series, and incidents in pop culture to see how that incident may affect our daily lives. Today, we are reviewing our Sunday show, and just like that, Season 1, Episode 6, called Diwali. I think it is Diwali. So we're going to do a watch-along review. As we left last week, we found that Carrie and the realtor Rima have gotten together, and if that's a form of a friendship that may be replacing Samantha. We see Carrie gets some surgery. Miranda drinking has been clocked. And Charlotte is dealing with her daughter from being Rose to being Rock. So, again, we LTW's mother-in-law is still being her mother-in-law and giving her hell. So, we're just going to watch what we got to watch. Oh, I forgot to tell you, Miranda and Che had sex. So Carrie has signed the papers for the new apartment. She's telling Miranda and Charlotte that she has moved. Boy, Charlotte's kids are giving her the business, honey. They want to change their whole move around, and she is just distraught about the whole thing. She is distraught, and honey, she's getting a cultural, not cultural appropriation, but culturally insensitive about her doll collection, her international doll collection that she has for the girls that they don't want it. So she is shook. Child, Miranda is still thinking about Chi and how that sex they had in the kitchen, child. Miranda and her professor, Miranda's professor is trying to convince her to get in on this women's shelter project with her. So the title of the show is called Diwali, and according to Seema, Diwali in India is the celebration of the light conquering the dark. But she said here in Queens, it's her family asking her why she's not married yet. A mess. And I think she may be asking Samantha to go with her. So Carrie's gonna go to she's gonna go to the party with her. So Carrie's now with Charlotte at her Carrie's storage unit, getting ready to put things in her new apartment. Child, this is the neatest storage unit, the cleanest storage unit I've ever seen in my entire life. I have never seen one this neatly packed, but I guess she had people pack her stuff. So, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? So they're going through the storage shed, and Carrie ends up on a box. So she's going through the boxes trying to find something that she could put into her apartment. She wants to, she thought she had to love her apartment at first sight. So what she's going to do is fall in love with the apartment. So she's wanting to pick a few things to get back into the apartment, to start the apartment. So they're at the storage unit. And she's going through the boxes, and she ends up on Big's Records. Because I know you remembered the first episode, I had remarked, ooh, how sexy that was for them to be playing music on the record player, and she's come across that Big's Records, and she's it just kind of took her aback. So we're gonna see what's going on, continue to that. But I just thought I always thought that was just sexy, that you know, because nowadays everyone has Apple Music, Spotify, and all those other things, but honey, you really can't appreciate a good sound unless it comes off the record player with good speakers. Just wonderful. And I don't know if they do music. Everything is so digitized right now. They don't do music in analog, you know, where not only the listening is beautiful, but the experience can be as beautiful as well. I hope she takes the records with her. Carrie took her hat, her lamp, and a frying pan back to her apartment, and she's cooking eggs. And now that's all that's there. She keeps hearing this beeping, but she don't know where it's coming from. Carrie is trying to figure out where this beeping is coming from in her apartment. She's called I think his name is Stanley. I don't know if that's his name or not. And he's trying to tell her it's the dishwasher. She's like, it's not the dishwasher because I've tried the dishwasher several times. It's not the dishwasher. He wants her to go with him to an appointment that he had made with his husband, with his facelifts, and he doesn't want to get he only booked it at first to keep his husband from making a mistake. Now he wants to go and get consultation because the guy who he's been seeing called him an old man, child. So the professor's she's at dinner with Fertile Myrtle, honey, and every time Myrtle tries to get talk about them babies, honey, she cut her right on off. And her husband says, oh, you cut off Myrtle. She's like, oh, did I? So insensitive. Couple like you gotta have babies. See, that's that thing about, don't talk to people about stuff like that. You gotta have enough the ability to read a room. Baby, she can't find out where this beeping is coming from. Girl, Miranda is in here vibrating her behind away. Miranda is vibrating her life away. The tutor is getting her rocks off with her husband. Carrie and Anthony are at the plastic surgeon. He tells Anthony he doesn't need anything. He just made a little Botox and a little tightening up. But he good. He got the needles ready to do the Botox. Then Carrie asks what she needs. And honey, he's just looking at her real long, and all of a sudden she's like, my husband just died. I didn't get enough sleep. What's going on? And he's just looking at her. He told her she did a half lift. Carrie told Anthony, I'm here to support. I came to support you in your hour of need. You could at least support me on my drive-by phase. Because she wasn't ready for this. Woo, she wasn't ready. And that doctor's so smooth. He's talking so soft. Okay, so Carrie is telling the girls about her trip to the plastic surgeon, and they're out there eating what looks like a beautiful charcuterie spread, and they're drinking non-alcoholic bubbly with Miranda, and they're complimenting her, telling her, oh, how wonderful it is that you have decided to stop drinking. She says, well, I have replaced my drinking with the extreme masturbation. They don't tell Charlotte crap, child. She's like, oh, well, I'm going to tell you something, but I don't want you to have a big reaction. And then what does Charlotte do? She has a big reaction. Charlotte. Charlotte. Ain't nothing you can do with her. She's just going to be Charlotte to the end. Period. Sorry, but Charlotte is saying what we all would say. You know, it's confusing. It gets confusing about what's going on. Because, you know, we have been taught our whole lives. You're either you're gay, you're straight, or you're bisexual. And all of this non-binary and all this other stuff, it gets a little bit confusing. So, Charlotte is telling her, you are not ready to be having all this non-binary sex. You're not progressive enough for this. And Miranda takes offense. And she walks away. Wait a minute. She doesn't walk away. Oh, she's mad. Charlotte said you're having a midlife crisis. She should have dyed her hair. Woo, child. Come on, Carrie. Come on, Carrie. Come on, Carrie. You were reason today. Carrie basically told Miranda, because Miranda was getting ready to go, and she says, "Y'all can disagree, but you can't leave because we have lost too many things. We've lost friends. I've lost a husband. Y'all can disagree, but you're not finna leave." All right, Carrie's got her sari on, and she is going to the Diwali. Looks good on her too. I don't know what her hair is doing. I hope the family don't mistake Carrie as her woman. Seema didn't tell Carrie about this Dennis, and her parents are trying to figure out what Dennis is like. Seema, did you lie to your folks about a Dennis so they could stop asking you about a man? Whoo, child, you should have told Carrie because they have just bombarded her. You should have told Carrie. It's sad. It's really, really sad because at this point, her parents should just think, she's 53. Is she really going to have babies? Is she really going to do all these things? They have to just really come to the realization that Seema is Seema. She may not be married, and they need to be okay with that. I think, I think a lot of that has to do with things are so different now. Because, like, when I was younger, that used to be a big thing because everyone talked about your biological clock. Everyone talked about you couldn't have babies. After a certain age, you couldn't have babies. But now we're seeing people who are in their 40s having their first child. Even some people are in their 50s having their first child. I don't know what anybody thinks about that, but people are healthy and are living longer lives. Whereas, like in my grandmother's time, you may live to be 60, you may live to be in your 70s. And now people are living well into their 80s and 90s because everyone has an idea about their health and what the foods they're eating and things like that. So, I don't know. I don't know about that subject. I think that in most modern day women are no longer having to depend financially on a man so they can make their own timetables. So it's all about whatever it is you want to be able to do. But if you still have a baby boomer parent, they're going to be like this. It's great that Carrie has Seema because it's her moving into a new phase. Carrie moved back into her old apartment. She put the stuff around her old apartment, in her old apartment, even her even the record player. She sold the new apartment. She's back in her old apartment, and she's able to go through the boxes of big stuff. Charlotte has understood that change is needed. Her children are older. So she's taking all of her things down in their room, and the girls are getting ready to be able to decorate their room the way they want to decorate it. Looks like Miranda is trying to figure out what's going on in her life. And she texts Che. So let's see what's going to happen with this. Let's see Carrie. Carrie looks good. Oh, Cynthia Nixon directed this. All right. Okay. All right. All right. So this was an interesting episode. It was an episode to me about understanding and dealing with change. We have the professor understanding and dealing with change with the fact that she may or may not be pregnant. And her husband letting her know that, hey, that's okay. We're going to try. You can give it the old college try, and that's okay. For Miranda dealing with the fact that she doesn't know what's going on. She doesn't know what these feelings are. But she's willing to express them. Now, I really would like for her to make sure that, well, I guess it's a little too soon for that. But I really want to make sure that she clues her husband in on what's going on. So that she can make an informed decision of whether or not that she wants to stay with her husband or not. Is this just a midlife crisis? Exactly what's going on. I really hope that she would go through some kind of counseling to help her with that. The same with Carrie, because Carrie is starting to realize that she's having to depend on her strength as a person, and to not start navigating life without big, and to be comfortable in the choices that she makes, and they don't have to be perfect or anything like that. Charlotte is having to deal with the fact that her family dynamics are changing. Her children are getting older. They're having the ability to make decisions on with by themselves. Rose, aka Rock, is making decisions about where she lives and what she's going to do. Hold on. So it looks like next episode. Carrie is going to counseling, which I thought that would be the best thing for her, and she's making decisions about whether or not she wants to be dating. So I don't know if the story has moved along further in the series, or it's just the progression of what's going on. But I do think it is a wonderful thing to talk about, as with women in our age group, about these types of things. No longer is it when your husband dies, you are decrepit and you just need to go someplace and die. We're living to 70, 80, 90 years old. And if you want to start again, to be married again, or if you just want to be single and start that or do something new, these are options that you have for yourself. So it's I'm liking the show. I really am. Are you watching the show? Tell me what you think down in the comments. Again, I am moving towards 500 subscribers, so I need your help with that. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. If you're watching this for the first time, please subscribe and tell your friends, tell your family. You can even tell your enemies that I'm over here making these videos, child. We are going to keep with this Sunday schedule of this show. Again, this show is right now is replacing Insecure until I find a new show on this for Sunday that I can replace for Insecure, or if I decide another show for another day, I will definitely let you know. And with that, y'all, we will see you next Sunday or with the Monday upload. And again, as always, bye-bye.